number 8. Ponty have Keith Lee at scrum half, James Jackson at hooker, and Chris Jarman at lock. Dale McIntosh at number 8, the New Zealander, poised for a future Scottish cap. His forceful style a feature of Ponty's play. And our referee in this game then, Clive Norling, happily now back in action. Just checking his watch then as Jonathan Mason waits to kick off this game for Pontypridd. Pontypridd, of course, in the black. A long deep kick then by Mason, all the way down to his opposite number, David Rees. And that's a good kick by the Newbridge fullback. A really lovely day to watch rugby. And the crowd will hope that these two teams can play the sort of rugby they're capable of. And it's Steve Grandin there. Good strong run by the Newbridge centre. Doesn't get back row support though, so it's the Pontypridd unit in fact who get there first. Clive Norling waiting for an advantage to Pontypridd. Neil Jenkins, he'll nurse that touchline, but again that's a poor kick by the Welsh international outside half, but a difficult one in the end there for David Rees, under pressure from Darrell Hughes. And taking some unnecessary risks there. Finally, Jonathan Westwood it is who spills the ball, so it's a chance for Jenkins then, with Cody outside him. Gives the ball quickly. Jenkins, was he taken late there? No, says the referee. As Nick Sanders, the blonde flanker, goes in for Pontypridd to try and get them second phase possession. Rather an untidy heap of bodies, though. But the referee giving the ball, obviously, there to Pontypridd as they're the side going forward. Keith Lee just edging Robert Davis out of the Pontypridd side at the moment as McIntosh again controls the ball for him. Neil Jenkins standing for the drop at goal shot. Yards down though, but a nasty one for Richard Brown. Neil James covering well, the skipper. And at the second opportunity, that's a really good kick by the 19-year-old Newbridge centre. Such a prospect, the young man who partnered Scott Gibbs in the Welsh youth side last season. High hopes of him up here. Both sides for the moment keeping full lines. Kenny Waters for Newbridge in towards Andy Allen again. That ball had not gone in the 5 metres, as referee Norling indicates, so this will be a scrum then to Pontypridd. David Crane, number 1, loose head prop for Newbridge, taking over today from John Rowlands. Propping against Paul Knight. As McIntosh waits then, Lee with him. Lee's kick into the box for Cody. Rees again, up from fullback. What an athlete this man is. He really does get some prodigious heights as he takes these balls. You might remember earlier in the season in the game here against Cardiff where he went even higher, I think, but this is another superb effort by this athlete of a fullback, the Newbridge vice-captain. Keith Lee then waiting to feed the scrum for Pontypridd. And maybe Neil Jenkins here can release his back. Steve Lewis, on the loop goes Jenkins, goes for the gap. The long pass, Jonathan Mason takes it. Has Darrell Hughes inside him, outnumbered though for the moment, so he switches inside then to Hughes. And Pontypridd the second phase possession for them to spread it. Steve Lewis, Cody outside him, decides to go the direct route though. Good running here, but the interception by Richard Brown. And it looked odds on the Pontypridd try there. Steve Lewis straightened the line so well. Newbridge win, come away with the ball. Play allowed to continue by referee Norling as Newbridge then look for this second phase possession. Surely they must kick it clear now, yes. David Rees from fullback. That's a really good kick there by the number 15. Steve Lewis straightening up the line in the first instance. He had Steve Cody outside him, but straightening up well, and it looked odds on here that Pontypridd would get a try. But then came the interception from Richard Brown. So Newbridge then looking for possession here, but it's Pontypridd's throw, beautifully taken there by Rowley. Pontypridd creating the wedge. Neil Jenkins taking his eye off the ball just for a moment, in big trouble. Just wriggling over, does he? Referee Norling still waits towards the scrum. So a bad moment then for the young Pontypridd outside half there. Neil Jenkins finally able to wrestle the ball, just get it back there. But his side now under big pressure. David Crane and Paul Knight, the props on this side, as Richard Williams waits to feed then for Newbridge. Thinking for a moment, Newbridge, of the secondary drive, but they don't get it. So it's Neil James who breaks to Williams. Just held up short of the line as Newbridge tried to drive him over. Try awarded. Finally, it's Alan Harris then, the right winger, who managed to get his hands onto that ball and get over in the corner for the first points then of this game. Neil James, the skipper, using the blind side then, linking with Richard Williams. A good burst by the young scrum halfie there. Well tackled, in fact, by Neil Jenkins. But the ball finally went loose as the forwards drove in there. And finally, it was the right winger, in fact, who just managed to touch down. One again by Rowley. At the distance in the line-out. Wrong there, so Newbridge with the free kick. Paul Williams going for the drop goal. No mistake, straightforward shot then for the outside half. So Paul Williams then extends Newbridge's lead to 7-0. Kenny Waters, the Welsh replacement hooker then, putting into that line-out. Referee Norling wanting to make sure that Newbridge don't creep up offside as Pontypridd now then go for the forward drive. Lee to Jenkins. Sort of move of Pontypridd gone here. First of all, it's Kerry Jones going back towards strength. Getting support from the back row. Quick possession, that's what Pontypridd need now. Not going to get it back though. Newbridge preventing them from doing so. So this will be a penalty shot then, a penalty chance for Pontypridd should they decide to go for goal. Yes, Neil Jenkins points towards the posts for his second attempt. Neil Jenkins then with this very distinctive style of his. Well struck shot, good kick then by Pontypridd's Welsh international outside half. So Ponty are back in it at 7-3. This time the shortened line called then. Jarman and Rowley for Pontypridd. An untidy ball though, James going through on it for Newbridge, but it breaks then for Kerry Jones, for Keith Lee in fact. Keith Lee, scrum half, showing his strength. Nick Simons setting up the platform as Lee waits. Into McIntosh to run then at the heart of this Newbridge defence. Now Keith Lee looking for a quick ball, gets it away to Jenkins. Kerry Jones. Well tackled though there by Richard Brown. And Paul Williams with the interception for Newbridge. As away they come then. And a try coming up here surely for Steve Crandon, held just short of the line. Trying to drive over. No, says referee Norling. But Steve Crandon so close at the end of the day there to getting the try for Newbridge, the second try of this first half. Richard Williams then. Newbridge so close to the Pontypridd line, looking for the secondary drive. Skipper Neil James controlling the ball at number 8. Not getting anywhere there at the moment. James still goes forward, inching forward. Richard Williams also trying to get in there. Try awarded. So Newbridge then get their second try of the game. Newbridge looking in the first instance to drive the ball over themselves from the secondary shove. Going sideways for a moment, then getting the third shove in there. And Richard Williams, the number 9, just dives in to get the touchdown. Referee Norling finally allowing the two front rows to go down as Richard Williams then looks again to mount an attack, but referee Norling insisting that the two front rows stay on their feet as James controls the ball at number 8 for Williams. To Paul Williams. Is there a bit of obstruction there? Crisscrossing, yes indeed, says referee Norling. Some mistiming there by the Newbridge backs as Mason takes it quickly, hikes it way downfield. Back goes David Rees. Is the ball going to reach the try line? Does so comfortably in the end. As the whistle goes then for half-time. So a really good first half at the end of the day then for Newbridge, who go in at the interval with an 11-3 lead. 2 tries plus the drop goal by outside half Paul Williams. Backsline deep, waiting for an attacking opportunity maybe. As Jenkins, the mismove to Kerry Jones. Back towards his forwards. That ball still alive. David Rees on the stretch, really counter-attack from here. Hasn't got much support. Goes on his own, outside Erland. Erland tackles him brilliantly though. Beautifully. Kept alive by Cody to McIntosh. Chance for a switcher maybe for Kerry Jones. Goes back inside though. The drive again then by Denzel Erland. Former Ebble Vale as Pontypridd go charging in. Great chance for them, but the ball then released finally to Alan Harris for Newbridge. But Pontypridd in the end putting a move together. Chance created for Pontypridd by the superb tackle there by Denzel Erland on David Rees. Given the opportunity then for Cody to come up quickly for Ponty to keep the move alive. McIntosh was then who took it on. Nice little slip pass there to Kerry Jones. He might have made the long pass, but decided in the end there were too many Newbridge men in the way. Went back inside. Support play again, fine play by Denzel Erland. Again driving in towards centre field to take out the would-be Newbridge defenders there, as Pontypridd went charging in to try and get second phase possession. Clive Knowling this time needing some attention from the Newbridge physio, Owen Edwards. Not been a happy season for Clive. Jackson aiming towards McIntosh at the back. James gets there but uses his hand illegally there to keep McIntosh down. So what will be Paul Knight's decision here? Calls up Neil Jenkins, and Jenkins then goes for a pot at goal. Neil Jenkins then with this very unique style of his, legs akimbo, prepares himself thoroughly for every kick at goal. And does the business for Pontypridd. Good shot then by Neil Jenkins. Pontypridd back in the game then at 11-6. As Newbridge then look for a way to ease it back, or maybe just to slip the ball. Yes, they slip it back for Paul Williams. It's a pretty good kick, as up comes Mason, under pressure, beautifully taken by Richard Brown. Tremendous play then by the youngsters. Newbridge then go into the Ponty 22. Richard Williams waiting for quick possession. Here he comes, undecided which way to go. Goes blind, but Neil Jenkins up pretty quickly there on Paul Williams. But Newbridge still on the drive through David Roberts, the flanker. Another powerful young man, getting them into a good position. And was that a wrong option by Paul Williams? Goes on his own in the end. Looking for support from Andy Sutton it is, who gets his hands to the ball as the Newbridge forwards look to drive him over. Just short of the line, down they go. Ball's coming back for Newbridge. Referee Knowling comes around to have a look. In the end, decides on the scrum. So a really good position here then for Newbridge. Kenny Waters, I think, there probably wanted a penalty. Hemi Taylor taking a break today then because of injury, looking after his young child. James goes, slips the ball into Crandon. It's in come Newbridge then to try to drive him over. Referee Knowling having a very close look at it. In again they go, burrowing for the ball. This time it's a defending ball. Something then to cheer the visiting fans, and a chance for Pontypridd to clear this position. Lee then finally feeds. Good strike by James Jackson. Good control too by McIntosh. Plenty of time for Keith Lee. And finally then, Pontypridd get up towards the 22. An untidy ball again then for Richard Williams. So it's Crane who does the tidying up work. Hitchman to Paul Williams. Taking on McIntosh. He's a brave man to do that. Over the 10-metre line. Newbridge now then, looking for the second phase possession. Here it comes. Again to Roberts, looking to straighten. Good run by the flanker. David Roberts trying to go all the way. Getting there too. What a fine score then by the Newbridge number 6. And what a prospect he is. What a strong runner he is, David Roberts. Tremendous try that then. Wales under-21 prospect here, David Roberts from Bargoed. Really is tremendously strong, not that tall, but a really powerful runner. Pretty quick too, as we can see. He had some support there. He didn't need it in the end. Shrugging away the challenge of Darrell Hughes at the end of the day, and he's delighted with that one. Long towards McIntosh. Difficult ball for Lee, so it's James, the Newbridge skipper, who gets in there quickly. Chance again then for Newbridge to spread this ball. Paul Williams on his own, still going. Good support again from this man Roberts. Tremendous play as Andy Sutton goes on towards the line. Neil Jenkins having to do the tackling. Interception by Lee. Standing offside though, says the referee. So it'll be a penalty then to Newbridge. Some 25 minutes into the second half. Newbridge deciding to run the ball. Paul Williams going, slipping it into Neil James. Try number 4 of the game then for the home team. Well in control. That will make up for a disappointing week for Neil James. He works at Penachta Colliery, which it's been announced will close. So something to cheer Neil up there. Catching Pontypridd napping. Paul Williams it was, who took it quickly, and an easy one at the end of the day for James, just to pop over. Quick strike then by Jackson. Maybe a chance here for the Pontypridd backs. Steele Lewis, the little slip pass into Jonathan Mason, tackled over by Paul Williams. But again it's Steele Lewis for Pontypridd, showing his pace and power. Getting support from Bazzani. Also Jackson the hooker doing well. Creating the drive. It's Erland this time. Forced across field just for the moment. Tries to go through the tackle there of Paul Williams. Offside decision against Newbridge. And Pontypridd surely will have to run this ball. Quickly taken then by Chris Jarman. No real support though for Jarman there as he went flying through. Here's good possession again for Pontypridd. McIntosh standing off. Jenkins. Steele Lewis to Kerry Jones. Outside him is Mason. Back inside to Darrell Hughes. Good try. Some really crisp handling then by Pontypridd here, particularly by the two centres. First of all, it was Steele Lewis taking that nice slide-rule pass from Neil Jenkins. Out to Kerry Jones. He just waits a moment for Jonathan Mason to come up from full-back. Hughes running intelligently inside him and jinking his way over. Neil Jenkins' kick is a superb one. So at last then the conversion. Pontypridd getting back into this game then. Pontypridd then with some 6 or 7 minutes left. They need to get a score quickly. Mason comes into the line but can't take the ball. Cody in the end hacks it on. Referee Norling waiting for an advantage. Waiting for him to see how far David Rees gets. Still waiting to see what happens to that kick. And finally, good bit of refereeing then by Clive Norling. Waiting as long as he dared there to see if David Rees could take advantage. And he did so with a vengeance, didn't he? Newbridge again then with a good platform, a good opportunity here to extend their lead again. It's James Jackson though into the line for Pontypridd. Sutton wins it. Hitchman, the prop in there, just shepherding the ball as Newbridge now look to get it back to the backs for Paul Williams. That's not where he wanted that kick to go. Cody underneath it, makes a mess of it though. Brown goes for the line and gets over. And here's delighted with that one, Richard Brown, isn't he? Getting on the try sheet then. But it looked for a moment as if Paul Williams had made a bit of a mess up of this. He, I'm sure, didn't want the ball to go exactly in that position. It was a difficult one at the end of the day for Cody and for Jonathan Mason to deal with, though. They bang into each other, the ball goes loose at the end. It's an easy one for Brown to get over the challenger Kerry Jones to cross. Paul Williams, who's finally taken over the goal kicking, and finally, to ironic cheers, gets a successful conversion. So Newbridge then very much in the driving seat. John at the front for Pontypridd. Good play though by Waters. Drives in then. Tackled by Nick Sanders, but the ball is available again for James. He's had a pretty good game, hasn't he? Lovely pass to Williams. Oh, he should have passed shortly. Inside there to Crane. Peter Crane. Tackled just short of the line. Referee Nolan waits. And that's it. The full-time whistle goes then. Newbridge delighted with their performance this afternoon. Running out winners at the end of the day by 25 points to 12. 5 tries in that total. And I'm sure they'll take much more, obviously, out of this game than Pontypridd. The Premier Division issues look settled top and bottom. Neath's victory over Bridgend has effectively clinched them the title. Cardiff put 8 tries on the Scarlets, Pontypool 12 against the Wanderers. Neath then with a 4-point lead and a game in hand at the top. The Wanderers and Abertillery are effectively sunk.
In the First Division, South Wales Police took advantage of the fact that Newport and Aberavon meet tomorrow to put themselves back into the top 2. A good victory too for Cross Keys. It's Newport's division for the taking. Maesteg have shot their bolt by the look of things, and League Rugby is still a pointless exercise for Penarth.
In the second division, all the form horses winning. Dunvant, though, given quite a test by Treorchy. Mountain Ash scoring 40 after conceding 40 to Blaenau a couple of weeks ago. Another good result for Wrexham. The clever money in the second has to be on Dunvant and Llanharan, 2 sides who've played consistently well all season. Many will be surprised at Bonamine's position.
The major shock of the day, the defeat of the third division's outstanding side Llandovery in Cardiff. Tenby again keeping up the pressure on the leaders. Llandovery is still on top though. It'll be a major surprise if they and Tenby don't make it to the second next season.
Wyn Thomas joining me then with the results sequence. Well, so much for domestic action. Coming up next, the action from Hong Kong. Pretty good stuff it is too.